What's up? Welcome back. I'm John Stark from actionmovieguy.com, your favorite blind film critic, and this is Waltzing with Brando. Um, so, so this came to me through the For Your Consideration season. For Your Consideration Best Actor, Billy Zane, Waltzing with Brando. Now I had heard the film existed. I know it exists. It didn't come with audio description. I'll get around to that. We're gonna come back around to a lot of things. So it stars Billy Zane and John Heder, and which doesn't promote confidence. Not that those two people have never given a good performance, but it's 2025 and they have not in a while. Like, this is not their time. And this is also not the only Brando film this year, which we're also going to get into. So it's apparently based on a true story, because the guy who wrote the book on which this film is based is given writing credit, and he's the character that John Heder plays in the movie. He's a contractor who was sent out to an island in Tahiti to try to help build a resort, to secure the land to build a resort. And somebody, from his company is like friends with Marlon Brando, who's staying out there at the time with his family, propagating the earth with children. So he goes out there, and so a lot of the film is narrated from Heater's perspective, as like a memoir would be. Like, I couldn't believe I met Marlon Brando, so I went out there and I should have listened. It's very goofy. So I guess the catch would be Billy Zane as Brando. I've seen some stuff that said the makeup team made him look like Brando. He could even be doing the physical. He sounds nothing like Marlon Brando. This man does not sound like Marlon Brando. Like, they even play, that's kind of the biggest problem, is they actually play Marlon Brando speaking in this, like a real clip of him, and then go back to Billy Zane, and you're like, does nobody hear it? I know I sometimes I hear things that other people don't, because of like the lack of a sense, and my hearing is a little bit more in tune, but he's not doing a Marlon Brando impersonation. I don't really know what he's doing, but it's not Marlon Brando. So I tried with this movie. I really did. I tried to have the patience of Job and tried to get through it. And I screen everything, guys. Like, it shit just comes to me, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll watch it. People are like, will you watch my independent film? You don't know anybody in it. And I'm like, is it at least in English? Try not to do this with too many international films, just because of time. I will end up reviewing international films to talk about why we need accessibility for international film, but not all of them. Otherwise, my whole thing is sitting like, so I watched a film in Mandarin today. Guess what, guys? Didn't understand it. That was fun. F. 0 out of 10. So my channel would become very boring, just me bitching about that. But for this, I have problems. I don't want to see tap dancing with Cosby. I don't want to see Paso Doble with Weinstein. You know what I'm saying? And the name is very oddly offensively specific in a weird way, considering Last Tango in Paris, which this film sidesteps a lot and makes Marlon Brando seem like he's a cuddly panda bear. Like, he's just like, oh, isn't he cute? Like, for most of this film, Marlon is just like, why don't you come in? Bring the family. Let's go for a swim. What do you think? I love my kids. The best thing you'll ever be is a parent. That's the most important thing in your life is family. Like, it's mostly just Billy Zane doing that the whole time. It's really hard to know and to have heard, and for this to be the same year that Being Maria was released, and for there to be a film called Waltzing, like Last Tango. It feels like it's a fuck you. It feels like it's a middle finger. Like, well, you may have tango, but we waltzed, and I had a good time. And I wrote a book about it from a dude's perspective of what it's like to hang out with Marlon Brando. I truly thought that like, even if I separated this, like, even if there's like waltzing with Danny and it was just some dude, right? I still don't like the movie. Like, I still don't think this is a good movie. Even if I take away all of how I feel about trying to make him like into he's a complicated person, and I think this film gives him a giant pass. And really tries to make him feel like, yeah, okay. So even if I switched it, I wouldn't like the movie because I don't think it's well acted. I think it's got these really awkward moments. It's very apologistic to whoever it would be. There are these weird moments where Heater's character is like, I learned a lot of things about Martin. I didn't know, for example, that he was an advocate during the civil rights era after his best friend Martin Luther King Jr. passed. And then we see like a speech to remind people that Marlon Brando spoke on the death of MLK. It's just, why is this here? First of all, it makes Billy Zane look worse because it is actually Marlon Brando. So it's the actual clip of Marlon Brando's. And then we do it again, and we're like, and I didn't know he was such an environmentalist. And it's like, oh, what else did he do? Pray tell. Did he build an orphanage in somewhere in Africa? Did he help the little kids in there? What else did he do? What was his benevolence? What else? Please list all of the charitable donations that Brando has made over the years, and let's not talk about anything else. Let's only talk about the warm and fuzzy friend. Nobody Google Last Tango in Paris. Please, let's not bring it up. Let's pretend like that doesn't happen. That never existed. It never was. It never will be. Never will be again. You cannot buy or rent that film and watch it yourself and be incredibly uncomfortable. So yeah, I don't like this movie. Not one bit. And I approached it from the perspective of not knowing that it was going to be this like shitty, goofy, romantic comedy between Julie Heater and Billy Zane, which is kind of what it is. It plays like one. It's less of a buddy comedy and more of like a, well, Marlon Brando, he's so great. He's amazing. Yeah, but it is kind of also like a buddy comedy. But yeah, there's just so much weird adoration here. It feels like the people who did Reagan last year were like, hold my beer. I think we can do worse. I think I think we can further deify somebody who doesn't necessarily need to be, and nobody's asking for it. Like, nobody's walking around going like, where's the pro Brando movie? Like, where's that movie? Where's the movie that makes him feel like he's Po from Kung Fu Panda? Like, where is that? Why don't I have that movie? So, yeah, no. I will say that I've still seen movies worse this year, and I need to hammer that. I've hammered that home a lot of times when I go into like a bad review and I'm like, I didn't like this movie. Kill It With Fire. Please don't watch this movie. Like, all that stuff. But still, this is a little bit better than War of the Worlds and Tyler Perry's Medea's Destination Wedding. Infinitesimally better. But I was baffled when I saw that. I think its current score in Rotten Tomatoes is a 61%. I don't understand it at all. And I'm all for critics having varieties of opinions because I have positive scores for films that are rotten. So cool. But wow, I don't get it. I do not see what you see at all in this movie. Like, I don't understand why anybody would run a for your consideration campaign for this. It's wasted money. Like, he's never gonna get in anywhere. Even if I, even if I take it away from the thing, how do you how do you get rid of all of the other, how many best actor nominees would you need in a category to get Billy Zane in for Waltzing with Brando? Most number like 5 or 6 at best. And you get the ones that are gender neutral, and then they go up to like 8 or 10, but then you have to like combine all the actresses. I don't see how he gets in anywhere for this. It's not that good of a performance. Is it like god awful atrocious? No, I actually thought John Heater was worse. I just don't think Billy Zane is doing anything remarkable here in terms of Brando. I think Matt Dillon and being Maria, or was it Justin Chambers that we just had in the limited series about the Godfather. The I wanted to, the Deal Is Not Right. That's not the name of the show, but that we've had some people play Brando recently, and I don't think anybody has like 100% nailed it. Where I've been like, oh my god, transcendent. But yeah, this certainly wasn't it for me though. So audio description, sometimes, I said I was gonna come back around to it. So sometimes with a movie, I'm like, if I had audio description, is there a possibility that my fresh slash rotten? No, it would not. You could find my favorite audio description writer, my favorite audio description narrator. You could put the shiniest, most pretty, well-described audio description on here and then sell it to me, and I still would vote rotten. I do not like this movie. Said Sam I am. I do not like Brando with ham. I'm going to give Waltzing with Brando a 1.2 out of 10. It's one of the worst movies I've seen this year. But yet somehow better than watching, having to sit through Tyler Perry doing another Medea movie poorly, really poorly, and worse than he's ever done it, and Ice Cube reacting to nothing for the whole movie, being trapped in a room and having to shout at computer screens. So take that for what you will. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'll see you guys on the other side.